Welcome to the Designated Reports Flick Takes. Guys, we are back. After a long hiatus, Pete and I are coming back to review what is it, Furious 9?
Furious 9.
Fast 9?
Fast 9, yeah.
Fast and Furious 9? Whatever it is, we're here to talk about it.
There you go. Yeah.
Pete, what did you think about this completely ridiculous movie?
Dude, this is the stupidest movie somebody can ever love. Okay, I walked in this movie. I was rolling my eyes from the beginning to the end. I was just dying. I don't know, man. These guys, it's like they get to the writing table and said, how ridiculous can we be with this next one? How bad can we make this look for them to say, yeah, I want to see it anyway? How crazy. Because after Submarine was the craziest they could do until this one came along, and then they got Tyrese and what's his name in space, crashing into. Oh my gosh! But anyway, man, this thing was so ridiculous, man. I just loved it, and I can't wait to watch it again. How about you?
Yo, this movie was absolutely bonkers. It had moments where it dragged, but I don't give a shit. They went to space, bro. Space. This is what I've been waiting for like 2 or 3 movies now, man. I loved it. It also felt like it was the most self-aware Fast movie because they constantly referred to themselves. Like there's certain points in the movie where Tyrese is like, yo, bro, we've been through so much stuff. Are we invincible? And you know what? He's pretty much saying what we're thinking throughout all these movies. Like, yo, how are they still alive at this point? I mean, I don't care. I don't care. At this point, this franchise can't do any wrong, man. They just pull ridiculous stunt after ridiculous stunt, and I love it. I come back for more. I'm here for opening weekend every time. I'm wearing a Fast and Furious shirt. I love it. I can't stop, man.
I don't know. I feel like if they don't get more ridiculous in the next movie, people will then back off and say, okay, this is not what I signed up for. Because people sign up for craziness, ridiculousness. I mean, who's making a car fly across a freaking bridge by a thread of a rope? Okay, who? Nobody's thinking to do that, but Toretto, who said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do that anyway.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, now that they went to space, where else can they go, Pete?
I don't know, man. That's the fun part of this, because we keep thinking we can't go any further, and then the writers sat at the table and said, yeah, I got something for them. And then we come out and then
I got 2 theories here. All right. In the next one, they're driving underwater. All right. They're either driving underwater because they did the space thing already. You know what? Or they're driving into the Earth's core. I'm ready for that, man. All right. They're gonna find some kind of weird science that Tage is going to come up with. Of course. Tage is Ludacris's character, if nobody knows. But if you're watching this, how would you not know who Ludacris's character is? But they're going to come up with some weird science thing where the cars don't melt once it gets into the Earth's core, and that's what's going to happen, man. One of these things is going to happen, I think.
As soon as I saw them with the space shuttle, I'm like, oh crap! I see where this is going. Because they're going to have to. Just have to introduce it. And then later on, come up with the idea, we need to go there. Let's use these guys. And lo and behold. And I like Ludacris's idea because with his name being Ludacris, he's very sharp for Ludacris ideas. He's always like, we can't do that. You guys have done worse.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's always a fun time watching this thing. And trust me, man. If anybody's guessing whether or not they should go watch this movie, and if you want to watch ridiculous stuff, that's the organized ridiculousness right there.
Speaking of Ludacris, he dropped one of my favorite lines in maybe Fast and Furious history by saying, as long as we abide by the laws of physics, we'll be fine. Meanwhile, they've broken every
single
law of physics in every Fast and the Furious movie, I'm pretty sure. So,
dude, even when like with the whole car and space thing, the thing still has a freaking engine, okay? But yet you want to be you push that thing as if it's gonna go up anyway, because the pressure that's pushing at the space is these guys, one of these guys need to get hit by a car to see how heavy a car is before they say I'm gonna send a car to space. Yeah. This is insanity, man. But hey, that's what I signed up for, and I probably wouldn't watch it if they didn't go crazy with it.
For sure. Do you have an MVP in this movie?
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm watching this movie and I'm seeing all these guys, and they're really doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, Tyrese is delivering. What's his name? Ludacris is supposed to be the science guy, physics guy. He's delivering. He's doing what he's supposed to do. I mean, Toretto's being serious and talking about family. You know, so all that was expected. But the one person I didn't expect to perform the way they did is the one who get the MVP from me, and that is, okay, I'm forgetting his name. No, John Cena. John Cena. Here's why. Not because he was a great actor. No, John Cena's not a good actor. Exactly.
You can't see his acting because he's not there.
I started watching. I stopped watching wrestling right when he started fighting, because that was a while ago, and I ain't got time for all that stuff anymore. But The Rock was really my main guy when it comes to wrestling. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so John Cena has done a few movies, and he has proven that he wants to be the next The Rock.
He's great in cock blockers, man.
Yeah. I saw it actually recently, and yes, I think he is an upcoming The Rock, but we know he's not at The Rock's level yet, because he's not like the juice that a movie needs to succeed, like The Rock. The steroids that a movie needs to really. We're not steroids. What's the other word they use for it? The blue pill. That
Viagra?
Viagra. Yeah, a lot of people use that when they say Viagra. He needs to succeed. But
you're going to places right now that I never thought this Flick Takes would ever go right now. Going from steroids
the reason I'm saying
erectile dysfunction medication. Where are you going to go next? You sound like a Fast and the Furious movie, bro.
Well, hey, okay, let's see. What's the next? Survive. Ecstasy? Well, so the thing is, these are some of the terms they use to describe The Rock when it comes to him, but I don't think they fit him yet. I don't think they fit John Cena, but John Cena definitely proved that with the right franchise, he actually can strive to stand out and be a wanted man. Because here's like John Cena, when they say he was gonna be Toretto's brother, he was gonna be the bad guy and this and that, I'm like, I can see it happen, but he definitely solidified it for me, because when he got on the screen, the suspense, the delivering, and even the acting, he really showed me that he could be a good bad guy, and especially a good bad guy to his brother. After I'm like, okay, yeah, at least he stood out for me and it really made an impression. So I'll give him my MVP. How about you?
Let me just say, John Cena looks like he's nowhere related to Vin Diesel, all right? But that being said, I love the whole bunch of people in this movie, man. One of my favorite characters in the franchise is Han, and he's just so unbelievably cool, and he still continues the cool tradition in this movie. I really enjoyed Tyrese in this movie. Mm-hmm. He's just saying what everybody's thinking throughout the movie. The writers give him all the best lines.
Yeah.
But what I think was the best performance and my favorite performance in this movie was from Helen Mirren. That woman, God rest her soul, man. She is.
She's still alive, right?
Okay, she's alive. That's fine. What is she, like 70 something now? And she
maybe close. I don't know.
Brings that energy, man. Yeah. The sexual tension between her and Ben, you can just feel it. It's palpable. You can cut it with a knife, man.
Yo,
and then she's driving that car, whipping it around London like it was nothing. And I'm like, yo,
dude,
who let this woman drive? What's going on? And she's carrying that scene with Vin, man.
Dude, she literally stole that part. I mean, Vin Diesel couldn't even say he was sharing that scene, because like from the second you saw her in the inside the building to the last line she had to deliver after she dropped Vin Diesel, I'm like, she should have been in more of this. First of all, I mean, she always delivers. I mean, everybody knows her. I mean, she's an Oscar winner for crying out loud. Okay, she when she did Elizabeth, the woman just she was so convincing. I actually thought, she was, I don't know, not that she was Queen Elizabeth. It's just she was somewhat attached to this whole project. But either way, between the car stunt and her delivery, and of course she was the best actress in the movie because again, she's an Oscar winner for crying out loud. Not that everybody who won an Oscar deserves the best acting for real, but I think every time you see her on screen, you see why she's an Oscar winner. You see why she kills it even in Red. She was like a all-time gangster. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Willis couldn't even compete with fighting at the screen. The woman steals the screen every time. She takes it. And that woman, hands down, she's one of the best I've seen.
Oh,
period.
Yeah, easily. Now, before we wrap it up and go with the ratings, just want to run a couple of things by you, Pete. You ready? What have you thought about the rumors that Universal is going to combine the Fast and the Furious franchise with the Jurassic Park franchise?
So just to get that correct, I think I heard the rumor, but I didn't really get the full information. I mean, as you know, I was in a whole different time zone, so my sleeping thing was really messed up. So I couldn't keep up with 100% of the news that I usually do. Okay. Jurassic Park and Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
So let me see. So these guys are then gonna fight dinosaurs?
What else is there left to do at this point?
So they're gonna go back in time?
Yes. Why not include Marty McFly and Doc Brown at this point? Bring the DeLorean into the picture. Let's do it. Let's fucking go.
Sometimes I hear news, I'm like, okay, I can see why they can do this, they could. I'm just not understanding how this whole thing. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't complain about it. I would especially if the names start with the Fast. Okay, whatever the Fast, whatever it ends with, it doesn't matter to me. I would still watch it. I'm just trying to figure out, trying to picture what a movie like that would look like.
We may find out soon enough. Who knows? Right now, it was just a rumor. I don't know if it was a Twitter rumor or whatever, but it caught flame and it definitely caught my attention.
Oh, I mean, it would mine too. This is crazy.
Also, have you seen any of these Vin Diesel Fast and the Furious family memes that have been popping up all over Twitter, Instagram? If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen a few of them on my stories.
I've seen a few, yeah. I mean, it makes more sense to me now. Like after 9 movies, it makes more sense to me now why he talks so much about family. Because with the whole thing with his family and stuff, I'm like, it makes. I mean, yeah, people could have grew up in foster care and had different issues and stuff like that. And once they found a family, someone they can rely on, they stick with family, and it was that. And that is the, I guess, conventional story or movie story that we've heard a lot. Foster care family, or or family parents died young, and you have to rely on share for family became important. But now they did put a little twist on it, assuming that the brother killed the dad. I don't want to ruin the whole thing for them, but it sort of made more sense as to why family, because he sort of replaced his family, which is ironic.
Wait. You don't want to ruin the movie for anybody that's watching. They ruined the movie for us in the trailers by saying Han came back to life. Imagine they didn't do that. Imagine how crazy people would have gotten when we found out Han is back. What?
I know. That's a surprise I would have enjoyed, because I was expecting it so much, just waiting for him to pop.
Why?
Yeah,
why did they tell us? What was the point?
I have a feeling. Here's why. This is my theory, though. When the movie was ready, it was around the pandemic, when the pandemic was crazy, but they still wanted to come out in theater. So they really wanted to bring people out to come see it, regardless how much death they would have been watching. You're killing me. But yeah, I guess they give all the surprises. But the thing is, me, I'm not the type to get, you know, um, get upset about movies being ruined because I still want to see it anyway.
Mhm.
People have ruined so many movies for me; it doesn't matter. I've watched a lot of movie reviews that already messed up the movie, like talk about it before I even get to watch it. I still want to see how it was done myself. I think it's the movie making thing in my. I want to see how they came up with some of the camera shots, which like make it's valuable to me, I suppose. So I watch it anyway. But I think a lot of the movie was actually ruined before. Like even the state, like even the swinging thing. I don't think they needed to show us that. The Vin Diesel swinging that car across the freaking bridge. That is something like had I seen it for the first time in the movie, I would have been more surprised. Again, I knew it was coming when he was driving towards the bridge. I'm like, oh, I know what's gonna happen now.
Yeah.
Instead of like, wait a minute, okay, what's his name? His car just got picked by a big magnet already. Where are you going? Because the bridge is done. Because Tyrese, what's his name? Drove over it. Ludacris drove over it and kind of messed it up. So what happens next? But I'm like, oh yeah, he's just gonna swing. Yeah, it didn't work. But and that's the thing. The movie gets ruined before you get in there. People are still gonna go watch it. That's how bad. That's how crazy Fast and Furious is. Period. Generally.
I'm just glad they didn't tell us that they went to space. I found
I
out
know
when I got to the movie theater.
that was a decent surprise. Yes. There's so much they could have shown without showing all the good stuff. Like the magnet thing. I mean, yeah, it was nice, but like with the girl driving, and I find that ironic how you are working with a bunch of guys who steals cars and you don't have a driver's license, that you know how to drive at all. I thought that was stupid, but like she was driving too well for somebody who never driven before, and she may have messed up a few cars along the way, but she could have done worse. I mean, crying out loud, I hate somebody. First time I was driving.
All right, Pete.
But anyway, yeah.
Rate the movie. How did you feel?
Okay. Now I love the movie. Regardless how ridiculous they get, from movie to movie, it's worse. And the way I feel about it is even higher than a well-written movie. Now the only reason, now again, I would give that movie 5 out of 5. I would give it 5 out of 5. I would, but and here's why I'm not going to. And I think I mentioned that to you earlier. I understand the writing that it doesn't have to be perfect. I understand the ridiculousness doesn't have to be low. And I understand the acting doesn't even have to be great. But I don't want everybody sounding like Vin Diesel. Okay? And I feel like just about everybody, the way their lines came out, even not just the performance, just it sounded like that's something Toretto would say. Because I think he had a little too much doing it, just didn't take screen credit for it. Because I looked it up, I'm like, yo, this can't be. Yeah, his name is not on the credit, but I think he had way too much to do with it. So they sounded way too much like him. Give me something else as far as the sound, the tone of the other actors. Regardless how bad it sounds, I need them to be individual. So for that reason, I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. It didn't feel as fun as some of my other favorite Fast and Furious movies. I thought there was way too many flashbacks.
Yeah.
I felt like those were kind of dragging the movie down. We could have just used 2 flashbacks and we would have been okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
but,
it was a little too much about the dad back in the days and whatnot. Yeah.
This is probably not the movie's fault, but I still blame whoever made the trailers for revealing Han to me, because now I watch them. Because when you're watching the movie, it's pretty clear that they don't want everybody to know that Han's back until halfway through the movie. So now that trailer thing just seems so out of the blue and ridiculous. Anyways, I gave it a 4.
All right.
Before we head out though,
Yeah.
what's your top 3 Fast and Furious movies?
You took that from me because I was about to ask you which one is your favorite.
Whoa!
I was going to ask you.
Pete.
I know. I was going to ask you before we go, which one is your favorite? But now you said top 3. It makes it easier for me. It makes it easier because, they're all ridiculous, of course, but they all have their thing. Okay. Again, my thoughts sometimes can be a little deviated from a lot of people, so we might get bashed for this a little bit. So here, my number one favorite one, I like a good drama. I like a good drama.
I know where you're going.
So I'm gonna say 7 because what's his name died and they had to really fix it. And I think the atmosphere, the way they fixed it, I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I like when they say a good goodbye to a character. So I'm gonna say that as my number one favorite.
Pete, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
How many thug tears did you shed, man?
Actually, here's the thing. I did shed a couple of tears.
Only a couple?
I did, and that's from somebody who doesn't cry in movies at all, regardless how sad, how crazy it can be. But I think it's because the brothers' relationship, they portrayed the whole time, and I was really losing him not just in the movie, but in real life. And as you know, I have a whole bunch of siblings, so I'm just imagining what I would feel like. And I did lose a cousin that I was very close to when we were younger. So that also reminded me of losing him. So that connected to that, that kind of took me away for a bit. But that song, I cherish it, forever. Just every time I have a chance, I always listen to it, mainly because, it brought that connection, not just for the movie, but for my cousin.
Okay.
So yeah. So that's my number one favorite. But, my number 2 favorite is the second one, because that's when Tyrese was introduced. Tyrese was introduced in that number 2 Fast and the Furious, and Too Fast, Too Furious. I can't forget that. And I watched that, and I was like, Tyrese is gonna be a star because he had done a couple of movies before, but he really showed his variety, his versatility in that movie, showing that he can be a hard guy, and which is interesting because he started out as that hard guy who used to do racing in those car things, and then come out to be the funniest guy on the screen who's afraid of just about everything. But so yeah, that is my number 2.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect Too Fast, Too Furious to be mentioned, but you know what? Your man full of surprises.
Hey, I look at things in a weird perspective sometimes, and and I have my reasons, So yeah.
I feel like the Michael Jordan Last Dance meme of that guy just be like,
hey, what are you gonna do, right? But remember, it's not the first time. Oh, yeah, my number 3. It's a battle. Which one is number 3 to put in that third one? Because I like the first one because it really introduces the whole thing, and it really got me into the Fast and Furious. I like the whole thing, the way they started the movie with them switching under the cars. I thought I thought about that a lot during watching that latest one. I don't want to conflict. I'm just gonna stick with that. Number 1 would be my third one. So yes, I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay.
Instead of so I'll just say 7, 2, 1, my top 3. But I do enjoy all of them. Now, the one I hate the most, I'm gonna have to say it. Is Tokyo Drift, and it's solely because Bow Wow was in it. I know. You just told me that was one of your favorite, but as I love most of it, I really enjoy. But Bow Wow just really threw me off every time, man.
Well, Tokyo Drift's not one of my favorites, but I do think it gets a bad rap. I think it's a lot of fun. I recommend rewatching it again. Try to ignore Bow Wow. and just watch it again. Trust me.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to watch all of them again. I have to create a whole thing around the Fast and Furious movies, like Family Guy did. Stewie had Fast and Furious night. He was watching all of them, starting from the best one to the worst one. Yeah, so
I made my girlfriend marathon all of them before we went to see Fate and the Furious. So,
the last, yeah, that one was a good one too. Yeah.
Shout out to you, baby. It was her birthday the other day.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And my top 3 favorite, I'm gonna go from 3 to 1. My third favorite is Fast 6.
Okay.
All right. Vin Diesel catches Michelle Rodriguez in midair between 2 bridges.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow they survive. There's a fight in a cargo plane. They drive into the cargo plane somehow while it's on the longest runway on the face of this planet. It's just like an incredibly ridiculous and fun movie. My second favorite is Fast 7. It's just more of the same. It's just Justin Lin in his bag. Mm-hmm. And it gave us one of the best movie endings of all time, in my opinion. Yeah, I said it. Okay, Fast 7 has one of the best movie endings of all time.
It does.
It made me somehow tolerate Wiz Khalifa. I'm here for it, all right? I'm here for it.
I can't even say I was a fan of Wiz Khalifa. I mean, I heard of him, but I don't listen to that radio that much anymore, so I barely knew how he really performed. And then I heard the song. I'm like, okay, I guess I could listen to a couple of the stuff he's making. So, yeah. Justice Lin, he should thank for that, yeah.
And in my opinion, the best Fast and the Furious movie of all time is Fast 5. In my opinion, it just brought the whole crew together. It's Justin Lin's best movie ever.
And he basically revived it there too, because it was starting to slow down after 4, and that's when people were like, I don't know if I want to do this. And then Justin Lin came out and he was like, put a stamp on it, and
he jump-started the franchise again.
I think that movie was the first to go in the $1 billion club, right?
What's up?
I think that's the first one that went in the $1 billion club. Or was
yeah. It's the first Fast and Furious movie to go in the $1 billion.
So, Justin Lin definitely did his thing on that. Yeah.
And in my opinion, it has probably the best Fast and Furious scene. And if you haven't seen it, I'm spoiling you. That's your problem at this point. And it was the Brazilian safe scene, man. That still is the best Fast and Furious scene I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, definitely. No, I mean, we could talk about Fast and Furious all day long, especially with this last one. These guys got crazier and crazier. If somebody really debating whether you should go watch that movie, I mean, the fact that you thought about watching it, you should watch it. I mean, there's no argument there. I mean, there's nothing I can tell you.
It doesn't matter if you like cars or not. It started off as car movies, but they're just ridiculously insane, over the top heist movies.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody loves those. Just go watch them.
Yeah. Just think of what do you call that? Mission Impossible with cars. How's that?
Mission Impossible and the Ocean's franchise.
And Ocean, yeah, that
mashed it together. Insert steroids. You got the Fast and Furious franchise.
Exactly. Yeah, because they really stepped it up, and the wait for a whole year before it came out in theater was worth it, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, we had another successful Flick Takes, man.
Yeah. So I hope everybody enjoy it.
That's Pete. I'm Hasib. We'll see you at our next chat. What is it going to be for? You going to watch Black Widow soon?
Ooh, of course. You know that. That's for sure.
I'm watching it tomorrow, bro.
Tomorrow. Wait, it comes out in theater tomorrow?